Good evening. This is Jamie Medina from the Ready Front podcast. Tonight I'm doing something a little different. What I'm doing is I'm going to record it here on my radio, on Anchor, on Spotify. And I'm also going to record a video that I'm going to throw on YouTube. Today is December 25th, 2021. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you, your families. Hopefully everybody's opening presents and getting fat and happy and eating tamales and doing all that good stuff. Forgive me, I have my windows open because I want to hear the rain outside over here in Trace, California. The rain, it sounds awesome. It's like music to my ears in a way. So I'm doing this podcast this evening. Oh, recap. So the last show that we did on the Ready Front podcast, what it was is we went over, oh my gosh, the 9/11? 9/11! Oh gosh, I guess. So 9/11 and then, pardon me, and then Thanksgiving. So we had a Thanksgiving podcast as well. Talking about, what we were thankful for and all that good stuff. And then 9/11, obviously, right, with the marking the 20-year anniversary. 2021 was it's not over yet, but it has been a trip for me personally. And I also find this Christmas to be a bit, I'll say trippy. I'm not going to say it was good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent, but just different, I had some couple big changes with me. I had sold my grandparents' home, which we always had every Christmas there since I was born, right? But they were gone, and my sister and I both owned it outright. We decided to sell it, which was difficult. However, we did, and Sarah Avila was our real estate agent. Sarah, thank you very much for the hard work, dedication, and for the grit that it took for you to deal with my sister and I. I'm sure that wasn't very easy, and I apologize, but you were a wonderful real estate agent, and we greatly appreciate your work with that. So tonight, I just had so much on my mind lately. I guess I wanted to talk about 2021, what happened both with me personally and professionally, and then we'll go ahead and go into 2022, what to expect for my team and I moving forward. So let's go ahead and go with the professionally, of course, right? Workaholic. So professionally, I had just come off the loss of the Tracy City Council election. I came in third place, and it's kind of a big hit to the ego, right? Because I don't lose, I'm Jamie Medina. well, I do lose a lot, actually, and then I failed more times than I've ever succeeded, contrary to popular belief. But, so yeah, coming off the loss of the election, right, bruised my ego a little bit, a lot of lessons learned during that. I tried to do things as I usually do, which is unconventionally. What I learned was that maybe I talked too much. I got baited into too many arguments, and with the whole Trump thing and the COVID thing, and sometimes I don't follow my own advice, which is sometimes you just need to shut up and color, and so there it is. Will I run this year? I'm not sure. That's still up in the air. We'll see. I'll talk to my team and see where we're going with things. So we'll see what happens with that. You have to stand by, stay tuned if I'll do an announcement, or I'll announce that I won't run, and then I'll tell you who I will be supporting. But we'll see. Lots of things happening. Okay, so the election, professionally. Also, which, the big deal was my removal. Well, I resigned from Fixed, the veteran service organization that I founded back in 2016. I resigned. Well, one to move forward with my election. I became very busy with that, so I pulled away, and but then I've tried to come back, obviously, a couple times. However, the current board didn't feel that that with the direction they are taking, that I would be a good fit for Fixed at this time. Neither good nor bad. It just, they're moving forward with things, and my way of doing things, or my let's just say it's not a good fit as of right now. Which fine. It hurt. Once again, hurt the ego. I'm telling you, this is like the ego humble pie eating year for me. But obviously, Fixed doing good things. They've always done good things. It was founded based on my story, my life. However, even though you're a founder of a nonprofit organization or a public charity, doesn't mean you're the owner, right? So, I had a passion for something. I threw everything I had behind it. It became insanely, it became a juggernaut, super successful. We have, Fixed, I'll always be we. To me, we intervened in hundreds and hundreds of emergency suicide calls at crisis. We helped out thousands of veterans and their families, improved the lives of thousands of people nationwide. And that's nothing to be sorry for. Actually, I'm very proud of that. And Fixed has a foundation of nothing but success. And how wonderful it was to be able to experience that. And I'm super proud of that. I'm super proud of what we did at Fixed. Moving forward, this year as well, was Fixed took on the role of establishing the City of Tracy's first warming center for the unsheltered and the homeless. Again, wildly successful. Again, I got myself into a little bit of trouble with that. Meaning, sometimes I like to do things my way. We have all these rules and stuff in place. However, I wasn't always the best one to follow the very rules that I helped put into place. I've been told feedback that I've gotten was, "Hey, Jamie, you're a great leader. You're a terrible manager," and I can see that. I've always been very good at gathering people, motivating them, and uniting people and pushing ahead for a great goal or a great cause. But once I get there, I tend to move on to something else, or I don't stay and maintain, right? So to equate it to what I'm used to, right? Like deployments, war. Shock troop, kick in the door, boom, make stuff happen. I don't occupy the space. I go and move on to the next mission, right? And I've that's sort of been a bit of a downfall. And with some of the things that I've been doing is boom, kick in the door, start the momentum, get it going, boom, and everybody's on board. Yay! Where's Jamie at, right? And I've learned that as well. So I'm definitely working on some things to strive for, some things to work towards. The warming center was a wild success, and here's why. Because once again, we took a different approach, right? And we're like, so Fixed did it, right? And everything Fixed is unconventional. Everything Fixed was to no matter what the situation was, the crisis, the individual, the family, whatever stepped through our door, we handled everything at a case-by-case basis. There wasn't like a blanket way of going about things. And it was about having customized treatment programs per individual, right? So that means what? We had to get to know you. We had to immerse ourselves in your lives. We had to spend hours, time, getting to know you, really, and who you are, and what you value, what you desire, what you want to change, all these different things. So then we would help shape that treatment program, and you'd have a hand in that every step of the way, right? One of my philosophies is you don't need buy-in. I don't need your buy-in. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I want to bring you in, right? Bring you in to be part of the process, part of the solution in your own life, because I'm not going to be there forever. The organization isn't going to be there forever. Our counselors, everything is not going to be there forever. So we will bring the tools, and you will take it on, and then you will go about yourself, or you won't, But we're going to bring everything we can. We'll be right there with you in the thick of it. So I brought that same intensity, and I brought that same tenacity, and the same program that we had, developed, and applied that to the unsheltered, the homeless community. And shockingly, there began a cultural shift, right? So when we think of the unsheltered, when we think of the homeless, it typically becomes the worst case scenario in our head. Oh, they're drugs, they're thieves, they're this, that. Like, we get the worst case scenario in our head. Like the person who's homeless, the worst case homeless person that we've ever seen. We think that about everybody. Not the case. Because it's per individual. Each individual has their own story. Each individual has their own obstacle and issue and challenges that they're facing. You can't have a blanket, once again, right? You can't have a blanket solution thinking you're going to solve everything. So I approached it as I did with the veterans in Fixed, which is case by case, right? So we, once again, tailored kind of what made sense. And that was by spending time with them, getting to know them, even getting to know some of their families. We're getting calls from people down in LA or the Bay Area saying, "Hey, so-and-so's my mom. Hey, so-and-so's my dad, my brother, whatever have you." I'm just like, yeah, I know who they are. I do know who they are. Are they okay? They're okay. How are they doing? They're doing fine. We immersed ourselves in that special population and became their friends, mentors, judge, jury, executioner, all that good stuff. I'm kidding about that part, but we have to know them. And when I say wildly successful is when I saw the cultural shift happen. Here's a special population that you think, oh, they're trashy, they litter, all this kind of stuff. Well, I was getting every single night. I had people by the dozens, half dozen, volunteer every single night, come with me downtown, pick up trash. They would help set up. They would volunteer, and I think this is a very human thing. We all want to matter. We all want to. We all want to pick up our burden, shoulder our burdens, right? Bear our cross, whatever you want to say. We want to matter, and the thing is, everything we do does matter, in my opinion. And that's where, so me being me and my philosophy on things is like, if the whole crowd's going this way, I'm going to go the other way with it. So it wasn't necessarily evidence-based. It wasn't best practices. It was a new thing. It was a new practice. And I knew that the unconventional approach was not going to be taken well by, your more conventional organizations, people, or even the unsheltered themselves. Because everything's low barrier, right? Which I like. I like that. I like where we say we're going to meet you where you are, right? So no matter what your current status, no matter what your situation, we're going to meet you exactly where you are, right? So it's not going to stress you out. It's not going to intimidate you. But with low barrier approach, it seems to stay low. Number one, I hate the name low, because you're low station. You think you're low. Immediately you're walking into this thing, you're low. I hate that freaking term. It drives me nuts. So I had a problem with that. And meet you where you are. I agree with that. That's the only part I agree with. I want to meet you where you are. But my philosophy was, don't get comfortable. Because it's not low barrier that was working. I once again broke all the rules. City Tracy was like, hey, we have a certain criteria. You're going to perform this. That's it. And I didn't. I broke the rules, and I applied my philosophy and what I thought, could possibly help change that dynamic, do something different within the unsheltered community. And I did. And we did. I mean, and we saw a shift because it wasn't low barrier, it was high expectations. I expected more from them. I turned to the kind of Sergeant Medina, during this time, and I've been out of the military a while. If you know anything about me, I've everything about me was very military, an unconventional military career with an unconventional person, and I applied that same unconventional standard that I live and work by with that special population. They rose to the occasion. You can ask anyone who worked the Warming Center last year. We saw right before our eyes it's emotional, a genuine cultural shift of a population of people, individuals that everyone's either written off or, oh, they're never going to change. These people, they've been heroin addicts for 20 years. They've been whatever it may be for 20 years. Negative. There was an actual real cultural shift individually and then collectively as the culture was. And it was because we expected more of them. It's because we spent a lot of time with them, even today. I personally spend, anywhere between 8 to, 15 hours a week in the camps, sitting down, talking through things, whatever, crisis intervention. You'll never hear about it, right? You'll never hear about it, and that's okay. My intent isn't to have my name in lights. I prefer kind of be under the radar. Now, some of you are going to disagree with that, but I do. I prefer to be kind of under the radar now because I believe I get more done. So with that, I was so inspired and I was so motivated by that I went and started. We started Community Action Services, which is another organization, nonprofit in Tracy, not reinventing the wheel or reinventing services that other organizations are doing, but there's no possible way we can do that because our approach is different and the outcome that we're getting is different. Results-based, yeah. Evidence-based, not yet. We're currently creating the evidence that others will probably base their programs on in the future. But that takes time, it takes hard work. It takes 1,000 failures before we see that win. Pardon me. So we started that, and we started, meaning my team, Guadalupe, Jessica, Josh, Raquel, my ex-wife, best friend, business partner, and mentor. She's become a mentor to me. Raquel, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and all of you from the bottom of my heart, for sticking with what we had created, even though others didn't want to believe it, didn't see it, didn't want to even entertain it. That's fine. That's going to happen. It's intimidating. It's scary because it's different. Because it's going against everything. It's going against everything else that others do. And it makes them feel. I don't know what it makes them feel. I can only assume, right? But we don't need to. It's fine. We got our own thing going. It's going good. It's actually having positive change. Actually, no kidding. Has some fruit of our labors have come to fruition, and I'm very proud of that as well. So we're going to see next year. You're going to see Community Action Services keep moving forward with a few things, and for those of you out here who want to volunteer or be a part of something different, be a part of the cultural shift and the change, we will welcome any volunteers on, and also we'll welcome any support or funding or donations as well. Okay, so that's professionally what's going on. Oh, also simultaneously when we started that, Raquel and I broke off into another lane with a community consulting firm, ReadyFront LLC, which we consult with communities, right? Like your downtown associations. Your different cities. Right now we're consulting with Patterson, and we have something going on in Lathrop as well. And of course Tracy. My heart's in Tracy. I'm always trying to do something in Tracy. It just takes a little longer than usual. But I don't think. Actually, this summer you're going to see a couple new amenities projects pop up, and I think I know you're going to be very impressed by it, and it's pretty exciting. So stay tuned for that. ReadyFront Community Consultants. It's going to be doing some pretty good things. So that's what's gone on this past year professionally. I guess we can get into personal now. So personally, my personal life was always has always gone to pretty much shit because I'm a workaholic. Who wants to put up with or tolerate my tempo? And another lesson learned, right? No secret. I've been dating Heather Smitty for a couple of years now, making her absolutely life and stressful living hell. And Heather, I'm sorry. I'm wired a certain way, and which is go mission, and it's been wildly successful for me, but also it's been wildly hurtful, and I failed in so many ways. So I want to say to you right now that I love you. I'm sorry for any if for any negative things that I caused. You didn't deserve it, and I hope to still have a relationship with you, whatever that looks like, in the future. You're a great person. You've done so much for me and my family, and I just want to say thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. And so there it is. People know, I guess, so personal life has been shit. Like I said, but lessons learned, right? I mean, I don't want to actually want to have a personal life. I haven't had one in many years. That's also a good way to avoid dealing with anything personally, is to be a workaholic, right? I started a new job. Look at job already when I'm talking about personal life. Let me go back to the what else also happened professionally is Mr. David Toming was willing and able to take me on to Delta Charter as a security guy, right? Like they didn't have a security guy. So I said, yeah, why not? Once again, thank you, Heather. It's because of her I landed the gig working over there. I didn't think anything was going to come of it. I'm like, security guy, whatever. I'm too busy over here. But I have to tell you, what a wonderful experience it's been. Kids, I get to bring Loki, my crazy boxer, and everybody loves that. And it's been so reassuring. It's been so refreshing to be around kids, right? Little guys and gals, the high school kids that I have fun messing with them. But I'm out there at Delta Charter. I'm in the orchards, and I'm snooping and pooping, and sitting out there by the trees watching. Hey, is there any bad guys coming? And I'm on it. That's for damn sure. But it's been such a breath of fresh air, and I have to thank Heather and thank Mr. David Toming for bringing this up to me and then hiring me on. It's been wonderful, guys. I'm telling you, my heart feels filled with joy during the day, versus being around all these crises all the time that I've been for the past 5-6 years. Being around constant crisis, constant threat, constant people wanting to kill themselves. It's a very dark world. And even though I'm Mr. Bulletproof, it was wearing me down as well. So doing the security thing at Delta Charter School has been just, I'm so thankful. It's been so fun. Okay, so which let's go and bounce back to the personal thing. So I've been feeling more joy lately, personally, and I think I'm going to keep it building upon that and building upon personal relationships and putting myself first as far as that goes, and trying to limit the amount of time that I spend, trying to attack all these problems and trying to fix it one day when they're going to be around still, tomorrow as well. So lesson learned of that. So 2022, I think I'm gonna put more time into myself and more time into things that make me personally happy and benefit my personal life. Oh, one big major change. So I went to go see my mother. Good old Darth Marth. I went to see my mother this Christmas in Idaho, which her and I have no secret have bumped heads many times. Ugly fights that you should probably never get in that kind of a fight with your mother. I wish I didn't, but I think we're so much alike that neither one of us would ever want to back down, and to the detriment. A lot of time wasted, a lot of years wasted fighting. About nothing. So I sort of ate some more humble pie yet again. And if anybody wants my recipe for humble pie, it's amazing. I eat it every single day. So I went to Idaho to her new home, big, humongous, big grand scene over there, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I got to see my nephew Cash and talk with Paul, and hang out with Paul, and hang out with my mom. I missed her, she's a force of nature for sure. And I enjoyed my time over there, and I got to see Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, and I got to hike in the snow, and I almost got killed by a bunch of turkeys. Super big turkeys, by the way. I know you might think I'm exaggerating, but I had to fight them off with my kung fu skills. But I'm really proud of that, and I'm happy with the fact that I made some peace with my mother, and moving forward with that. I guess which goes into my thing about Christmas being a little different this year. Like I said, we sold my grandparents' house, which we always had Christmas there. My dad and my inner circle, immediate family, everybody's gone. My father, my sister, my niece, and my brother-in-law are in Arkansas. My mom, my stepdad, my nephew are in Idaho. The anchor, the home is gone. Ava's getting older. Loki's a dipshit. My personal life, once again, right? So I'm having so I was having an odd Christmas, just different, right? Just different. But today, a couple friends stopped by. I've been getting calls and text messages from everybody, and kind of saying the same thing. They're just telling me, hey, their Christmas is a little odd. Some dear close personal friends of mine, both of their parents are gone now, and I think that's also kind of made me realize, like, dude, get over yourself and make peace with your mom, because here someone that I'm close to had lost their mom and lost their dad, and mine's still around. Why am I being a fuckhead? So I'm gonna thank them for kind of kicking me in the ass and to do what's right. And it dawned on me that I believe why, say, a couple of my friends are having an indifferent or odd Christmas. Specifically, say my friend who both her parents are gone, is because as we get older and our parents pass away or grandparents pass away, I look at things as like a hierarchy, right? Like a chain of command. Well, we move up to the next level. Sometimes you don't want to, whatever that means for you, for me, or whatever it means for me, is we involuntarily move up to the next level in life, the next position, the next rank, if you will, where we become the parent, we become the grandparent or the wise one, the experienced one, the one that people are going to go to, the one that people will have to rely on. And it's a lot. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of pressure. And usually something like that, I would be I create this huge scene to try and avoid it, right? Trying to run from it. I used to shirk responsibility left and right for many years until I couldn't anymore. So I think, and that's what my friend taught me, is like, even though it is different, odd, whatever I want to call it, or whatever somebody else may be feeling, it's like, hey, I'm 43 now, and I'm moving up to the next level, right? And maybe that's what other people are going through too. That's how I look at it. I don't know if you can look at it any differently, or if that made sense to you. If it did, cool. If it didn't, cool. But whether we like it or not, right? We involuntarily move up to the next level, and are we prepared for that? Time will tell. Like our parents and our grandparents, I believe that we're going to make mistakes. No one's perfect. For me, I want to say that my grandparents and my parents have armed me, trained me, and provided me with enough tools and reasoning and wisdom to be able to take care of myself and those around me, to be able to fend off anything that comes my way. But I'm fortunate to have that. I was fortunate to have that, and those of you who haven't had that experience, I would be more than happy to share. Hey, you know what? Those of you that didn't have a dad or didn't have a mom or didn't have grandparents or whatever, because that the hierarchy, right, and the elders, and we live in a different time now, but I think we're still the same. It's still tribal in a way. You look to grandpa or grandma for the answer. You look to your parents, and as they're not here anymore, you're supposed to be the one with the answer. And I think you have it. You do have it. But you're afraid to make that mistake. Don't be. It's okay. You're going to make mistakes. It just happens. I don't know. I think I'm going on like a little tangent with that. But, yeah. To my friend Sarah, you're doing good. I admire your life and your kids and the life that you built. And man, my dear, you have all the answers for sure. I look to you for answers. so enjoy your Christmas. I'm sure your mom and dad and everybody would want you to. And I'm going to enjoy my Christmas because I know that my grandparents would want me to. God, they would have the coolest Christmas parties, So just to sum it up, that's kind of what's been on my mind lately, and what went on in 2021, what we're looking forward to in 2022, and both personally and professionally. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And this is Jamie Medina with the Ready for It podcast. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers. It's coffee. It's not coffee.